Hi everybody. Right, so I thought I'd give you an update. How did I get on? So I had 8 hour lesson on Monday with an instructor called Julian at Ben Shaw Training, which is in Burnley, as I mentioned in the last video. So yeah, before that, the Friday I had my module 3A, which is your reversing exercise, and I had the driver CPC module 4, which was all passed, both of them. So yeah, I had I was booked in for 8 hours on Monday, and we went to everywhere pretty much. We went a place called Kirkham. We went round close, touched up towards Leeds, up the hills. The weather, it was lashing it down, so it was really windy at some point. Some really open, like national speed limit roads through the hills, as you can imagine. Really windy. And then about 10 o'clock, my instructor stopped and had a bacon butty and a coffee for an hour and 6 minutes. You know, and I was a bit miffed, I'll be honest, because I thought, well, I paid for this time. I didn't want a coffee or a bacon butty. I just wanted to crack on. Got me test tomorrow. So yeah, at the time I was miffed. So yeah, we drove around, did a few town driving. 20 mile an hour through town centres, watching out for my mirrors knocking people on the head and stuff like that, making sure, take your time. Found myself really struggling with roundabouts for some reason. I think because the modern age is, you got your sat nav on, it's telling you what lane to get in and all that sort of stuff. You lose a lot of the concentration when it comes to roundabouts. And I mean, even in a car, if you cut people up or you have the wrong lane, you whack your indicator on. It's not a major issue. But with a big 13-ton truck, it's an issue. So yeah, I was really struggling with that. So yeah, we had those 7 to 8 hours. Got back to the yard. He'd not done any pull over at the side of the road stuff, and set off when you think it's safe. None of that. My test centre was Atherton, which is just the other side of Bolton. And we'd not gone round there. We'd gone, like I say, up towards Leeds. So yeah, very, like I say, I was a bit miffed. So I've just eaten, so I've got like stuff in my throat. Yeah, I was a bit miffed Monday night because I was nervous and I was tired, and he'd not done stuff that I was, worried about. And then I woke up Tuesday and just thought, you know what, you can't stop time. Everything goes on anyway, so you got your test today, you'll get through it, just knuckle down, do what you can. Got to the yard in Burnley before the instructor. I was given the keys to the wagon and started it up. I did my own walk round checks. I started it up. I had a look at all the lights and all the hazards and all the warning lights that come on when you turn your ignition on and then they go off. All the sort of stuff that you're going to get in your show me, tell me questions before the test. So I had time to get through. My instructor turned up. This was now 7:45, which is our set off time. So we set off to Atherton. Went round Atherton. Again, struggled with some of the roundabouts. I had a lot of questions that weren't getting answered with myself, not with the instructor. Just I had a lot of thoughts about the roundabouts and I just wasn't finding the answer. Anyway, yeah, drove around. I was still struggling with meeting oncoming traffic. You know, if some vehicles are parked on my side or their side and they're coming out, and I'm trying to get through and to not make anyone scared and pull over or force them to stop and impede them, because they're all frowned upon. My instructor made me feel like that sort of thing was a straight fail. So I was panicking a lot because it was happening a lot. Yeah, so I pulled up round the corner from the test centre about 12:30. My test was at 9 minutes past 1, which was really random. About 12:30, pulled up because I was losing my sharpness. So I said, "Can we pull up?" And I had a tuna butty on me, so I had my tuna butty and I had a load of water. And yeah, something popped in my mind to ask about a certain roundabout that was on, and I was asking what lane I should be in, because it was just after 12 o'clock on the roundabout clock face, and it was bugging me because it was a 2-lane entry, and one was straight on and one was right, and I just thought, which one do I do? Because straight on was onto a housing estate, and surely I don't want that. But instinct, I would have gone in that left-hand lane. I would have just thought, a left-hand lane, and I'll follow this round, and that'd be the next exit. My instructor said, no, that one there is right-hand lane. When you get round to your exit, left signal on, and then you go off. So I thought, right, okay. Pulled up at the test centre. The examiner comes to you, so you just sit in your cab. I was bricking it at this point, thinking about my show me tell me questions, really, and then roundabouts and everything. So I see him walk over. I start to get out of the cab, and he says, no, you're all right, you stay in the cab. So I stayed in the cab. He got in, he looked at my licence, and he said, right, I'm just gonna... It was really, really relaxed. He wasn't dead official like you think they would be. Really relaxed, effing and jeffing, really, because he didn't want to. It was like we had to wear masks, obviously, because of COVID, and he's like, effing COVID, can't believe we have to wear these, they're a nightmare, and all this sort of stuff. And he's just said, right, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. I'm going to ask you 3 show me questions and 2 tell me questions, and then just answer them the best you can. So it was things like, well, how would you see if there was your air pressure? And I just said, there's a gauge there, and he just went, oh, no worries. I didn't even get through the question, and it was like that for all 5 of them, really. I just started to tell him stuff, and he was like, yeah, no worries. Right, drive on. So drove on out the test centre in Atherton. It's on a little industrial estate of its own, sort of thing. And then you as soon as you come off that, you're pretty much in the thick of it, which is where this roundabout was. So yeah, straight out of the test centre, turned left again, to the top. There's this roundabout, and he said, I want you to take it was the 3rd exit that I'd questioned. Said, I want you to take the 3rd exit on the right. And I was like, I'm so glad that I asked that question before I came here, because if I'd have gone in that left-hand lane through instinct, I would have cut traffic up, and it would have been a fail straight off the bat. But no, I knew, because I just asked. So left-hand lane, bosh, left indicator, right-hand lane, straight over, left indicator on, and then speed signs, 50 mile an hour. We're into it. And then about 5 minutes later, I came up to one of these, meeting oncoming traffic scenarios. Traffic was parked up on their side of the road. There was parked cars, not on mine. Mine was free. So technically I have right away, but they were already coming. So I'm inching it down, and then all of a sudden this car comes towards me. And so I slowed down, and she got into a little gap and waited for me to pass. So I didn't really impede her, but there was hesitation there. She didn't flash me. So it could have looked like I bullied her over, scared her into that gap. He opens his little iPad and he presses with his little stylus, presses, and it made him thinking, oh God, that's serious, because my instructor, you know, he's drilled that into me. It's a serious. It's got to be. Carry on. Throughout the whole thing, I was flawless after that, because it made him thinking, oh, I can't believe 5 minutes in I've blew it. I had that roundabout nailed, and I blew it. So did a drive, didn't come up against any bus lanes. He did 4 pull over to the lefts and set off when you think it's safe. You know, I nailed all them, because at that point, you know, I already thought, well, you know, crack on now, just get it done. We jumped on a motorway, did one junction, came off. It was a roundabout at the bottom, but it had one of those filter lanes that you sort of stay in. You don't have to indicate, you just end up coming off onto the bypass. And then up past through Atherton, and then there's this roundabout has got this big metal structure in the middle of it. And the second you see that, the second I saw it, I was like, right, we're heading back to the test centre now. I couldn't believe it was an hour, to be fair, because it had gone so quick. Took the same lane, went round, down the road, into the test centre. He said, can you just pull up behind that vehicle there, because there was another vehicle, there was another wagon like in front of me. So I pulled up, put my handbrake on. I could see my instructor start to walk over. And everything went through my mind in a split second. All the tests that I've done, you know, 5 tests up until this point. You know, your theory, your hazard, your CPC module 2, your mod 4 and your reverse. And I'd done them all first time. And I just thought, I can't believe I'm going to hear the words, sorry, but you've not met the required standard. Here's what you did, blah, 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 blah. So he said, can you just turn your engine off? So as I reached for the keys and turned the engine off, wipers were still going. Reached for the wipers stopped there. I thought, bloody hell, here we go. And the second I turned that off, he went, well, congratulations, you passed. And I was like, get in there. I literally crumbled straight onto the steering wheel. I didn't cry or anything, because, you know, I'm a man. Yeah, I just, honestly, everything from the end of August, start of September to there, and so many people were, I was waiting for the news, and I made them wait actually a few hours because I wanted to be tight. Yeah, I passed. There we go. So he filled this out for me. And I had a little bit of banter with him, because at that time I'd relaxed. My instructor had come over to the wall, to the side of the wagon, and he just looked in. And I think at that point he could see that I'd handed my driving licence over to him, so he knew, but I gave him a little wink, you know. Let him know, and he was like, good, brilliant. 2 minors, that's all I got. That facing oncoming traffic situation, it was fine. It was the hesitation that was the problem that I got the minor for. And then the other minor was, I'd come, although my lights were on green, in the right-hand lane I'd gone over, and I sat there, and there was a learner driver in front of me in that sort of filter lane where you can sort of go, I'll be going right and they'll be going right from their side. We were just sort of sat there, and he gave me a minor for that. I don't really know why, because my light was on green, and there was traffic coming, so I couldn't exactly move. But he might have wanted me to hold back, I don't know. At that point he said, you've only got 2 minors, it was a really good drive, well done. He took my licence off me, gave me the certificate, and yeah, I'm just waiting for my licence to come back. Hopefully got some work lined up. I've just heard today, permanent as well. I just need to sort the applications out. Rung a couple of agencies. A lot of them are saying, obviously, you kind of need a little bit of experience, which is a bit strange, because how can you be a new past driver and need experience? But what they're saying is, yeah, what we'll do is we'll sign you up and we'll sit you in some 7.5 tonners for a bit, you know, so you can get used to stuff, and which I'm fine with, really, if they word it like that. But they don't. They just say, oh yeah, a lot of people are after 3 months experience, so just sign up and you'll have to do 7.5 tonners, which is fine for, you know, a few weeks until until they can say, actually, he's a good driver, he's turning up, he's rocking up, he's not any problems or anything, let's give him some other work. I'm guessing that's how it works. And yeah, so hopefully got a job lined up. So yeah, I hope I've not blabbed on. I'm still sort of on cloud 9 about it. It was yesterday. I didn't do a video straight away or last night or anything because I thought I'm just going to chill now. And I've been off work today, so I managed to chill, and I've done some Christmas shopping and everything. So all relaxed. I don't have to do anything else until I go for my class 1 in a year or so. But yeah, just a bit of advice. Just listen to your instructor. If there's bits you're unsure of, ask. Even if you ask a million times, if that's how you will learn, then do it. You know, at the end of the day, you are paying them. You know, it's not like you're going to do them a disservice by asking the same question, because when it comes to it, for that hour in your test, no one's there to help you. It's you alone, other than the examiner. But you're alone, and you need to make the decisions. Yeah, and it is nerve-wracking. It's really, really nerve-wracking. But think of how you've got yourself there. You know, you've done all the other tests. You passed them. You're ready. Don't try not to worry about it. Nerves are fine, because nerves make you perform better, believe it or not, because you end up sharper, you end up more alert. But if you worry about it, it could take your concentration off what you're supposed to be doing. Best way I learn, last tip and then I'll go, is deal with things as they come up to you. So if you're driving towards a crossing, deal with that crossing. Is there anybody on it? No, go through it. And then look at what's coming up ahead. There's a parked car up ahead there. Deal with that. That's your question. What's in front of you there is your question, and you've got to find that answer. I'll go around that car, but I'll take it easy because there's traffic coming this way, and I'll look in my mirrors, you know, work it out. And when you've done that, then the next scenario comes up, and you're just constantly getting asked questions with your surroundings. Then you'll end up on a motorway. How do you deal with that? The slip roads, then you come off. How do you deal with this roundabout? Look at what's in front of you. Don't dwell on what's behind you like I did, because all that drive, my head was gone, because I just couldn't. It wasn't gone, but it was my attitude had changed a little bit. And don't look too far forward. Don't think, I've just got to get back to this test centre now. I've just got to get back to this test centre. Do it question by question and deal with it that way. What's in front of you now? How are you going to deal with it? Deal with it and then move on and do it again. Right, that's me. So yeah, probably be the last video for a little while, because I'll obviously be looking for work. But at that point, I'll get probably like a mounted GoPro and stuff, and do some HGV videos. But yeah, all done. And good luck to anybody that's going for it. Any of the tests, you know, your mind makes it feel harder than it is. You know, I did it. You can do it. All right, take care, everyone. Have a good Christmas.